Good morning. Good morning. And here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Turn down that music just a little bit. We have Fool Killer in the house. Good morning. It is another poetry studio. Yeah, I missed a few days. Life got crazy. Life is still crazy. I have been drowning wonderfully in Christmas commissions. And while that would make sense for me to kind of stream so I could do them on here, it just, I needed to kind of have some time on my own to do them. And I also hurt myself on Friday night. And so the Saturday morning stream was missed. I had donated blood earlier on that day. And then I proceeded to lift heavy things, including typewriters. And my arm did not feel good. So, but I could have probably still gotten on the stream, but the great thing about kind of being here and keeping it consistent is that there are these ebbs and flows. There are moments when everything's on it, and there are moments when I'm not, and that's all right. That's one of the magical things about it. I mean, I don't want to say magical, but I hope that your morning is going well, Fool Killer. And what was interesting as well is I talked to a friend last night who shared with me how he sometimes just kind of tunes in, lurks in, doesn't even have a login or an account. So there is a chance a lot of times that a lot of people might be tuning in, watching a little bit, and you never know who's out there, and you never know who you're speaking to when you're kind of doing the live thing. It's very interesting. I once heard it termed parasocial experience. So I'm going to be working on some commissions this morning, probably rolling into the Akira stream. It's just so interesting how life ebbs and flows. You know, that like I just was, you know, like had a couple of days where things were a little kind of a little wavy and crazy for me in terms of routines and steadiness. And now I'm feeling better. Life is like that. Let's get some paper in the typewriter here, shall we? So when I say Christmas commissions, I mean I've written like a lot of poems here at home, which might not sound like a lot because I write a lot of poems outside my home when I'm working on the street. But home commissions are a little different. You have to draw a lot more energy from yourself. It's very easy to perform on the street for people for me because they're right there in front of me. Fool Killer said it's going well for him. Yeah, I know that feeling about waking up too early. That kind of happened to me too on yesterday. I woke up at 3 a.m. and started doing typewriter repairs. And then the typewriter repairs didn't go well, and I got frustrated. So that also affected my ability to get onto the stream on Monday. So, no, I feel you. But hey, there's a good buried in there. More time to do things during the day. Now you have extra daytime to live, to celebrate. So we have a new typewriter here on the desk. I don't know if I can show you guys. Well, I mean, I can show you guys using the typewriter camera. Here we go. A Royal 590. Oh, this camera's not working right now. Give me a second. We are fixing some technical issues. Ah! There we go. That looks a little better, right? This is a Royal 590. This is what is called an ultra portable typewriter. I've been looking for one of something like this for a while. I have a couple like them, but this one is going to be part of what I've been terming as my secret project, which if I spoke about my secret project, it wouldn't be secret anymore, would it? Very snappy little machine, made entirely out of metal. And I have to say, I'm extremely, extremely impressed with the quality on the machine in terms of the build. A lot of these small typewriters, especially as you get into the later, more modern years, and this was 60s, so starting to get a little more modern, you tend to see a lot of plastic start appearing on them, and plastic isn't necessarily bad, but it's more breakable. This thing is like a beast. It'll just, you know, it doesn't look. I think this thing ain't gonna crack. And when I bought it, it was ready to go. Very good workmanship and very good build, and very good quality. Rubber is good on the platen, so. Let's get to writing a poem about the love of family, which is another one of my Christmas commissions. You know what I never do is I never set the center of the page as a tab stop, and I feel like I should. There we go, that's not even right. There we go, that's a tab stop. That's perfect. And one thing that I pride myself on with my poems is I always try to take familiar concepts and reimagine them and look at them in different lights each time. A lot of my family poems have been about togetherness, and that's family. I'm trying to think of something that's a little deeper. I think I got something. I'm setting a poll right now. I'll probably keep setting the same poll once a stream until Christmas Eve. You should be able to. I just set it up. So I think you're the only one here right now, Fool Killer. But if we do have other people come in, then they could vote as well. I've set it for 10 minutes. But I am going to have to do something a little different, potentially. I am traveling for Christmas, and so we're definitely losing the typewriter camera for a couple of days, maybe a little bit over a week, but there might be some other things that we could try around this time. And so I just want to make sure that I check in with people before I do something different and figure out what the community wants. Maybe there is a small community here. I love that there's a community. Well, anyway, we'll leave that up for a while. Well, that means a lot, Fool Killer. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'll continue putting up the poll on a regular basis until after Thursday morning. CS Scipio says, I voted for 10 a.m., but would actually say just whatever works for you, my man. Oh, I appreciate that. If enough people are cool with a 10 a.m. shift in the stream, then it will be definitely something I'd be willing to do. Because that would be after, I always check out the Akira stream in the morning, though I haven't been doing it the past few mornings. And that would probably be so that I could do it after the Akira stream. Other aspects of family that I want to include in this poem. Thinking. Switch the ribbon around, there we go. If you're just tuning in, we have a little poll up in the chat for how you would want to see the stream change during Christmas vacation. I am doing I have to do something a little different. And so because I'm going to be traveling and at certain points staying with family, and if I could do everything the same, but it might be quite disruptive, honestly. I didn't want to sway the votes on the poll, but we're currently having family conversations on how to handle the stream with going between a hotel, because we're going to be practicing New York social distancing rules, to then staying with family where it's going to be kind of crowded and all this stuff. So today's poll ended with 3 people voting that changing the time to 10 a.m. EST would probably be a good idea. I will continue to repeat this poll over the next few days. If that seems to be a continuous thing, then we will work with that. I'm going to take that picture of that. And we finished our family poem as well. So the theme on this poem is connection through the years. I said the word connection in my poems. I don't want to title it like that. Like that. Across generations. Ooh, Tethers is good. I might. Yeah, Tethers is not in the poem. Man, I could have definitely used that, but Across Generations works for this one. It's already inked on, but that was good. I use Tethers a lot, but like not overwhelmingly. I love that word. Tethers is one of my favorite words to write in my poems. So let's bring down our music. Across generations, always connected. Lines of thought passing from parent to child to parent again. Those most relative to us, gathered in holiday cheer and holding dear every desire and dream. Tribe of lineage hinging on long gripes and petty fights, channeled into patience, persistence, listening. I never want to forget these mannerisms. Matriarchal wisdom and paternal strength in the stories that travel around our grapevines. Wind around the heart and will recount themselves as memory. Remembering achievement of the shared names and claim our place within the branches. For in each of these facets we travel, become people long forgotten. Be repeating lessons and listens invented in the proverbial mayflowers of our line. Loved ones never completely pass away, it seems, but live on within our own lived hopes and dreams. Across generations, a family poem. But now, I've written on index cards some other requests. I might only do one of these on the stream and the other one off the stream. Loyalty. Movies, back and forth, child-centered family. Okay, so this one's going to be for someone's wife. From him, this guy. If you're just tuning in and you did not see the poll that we had before, I'm thinking about I have to go on Christmas vacation. I'm going to be staying with family, so it's going to be hard for me to do the 7 a.m. streams because I might be disturbing members of the household. So we are exploring whether the stream can or should be changed temporarily or permanently to 10 a.m. As a streaming time. So if you are lurking in the chat and you regularly follow these streams and you think that would be a good thing or not, this would be starting Christmas Eve. Well, actually, probably would be after Christmas, so that after Christmas Day. So December 26th, the break between Christmas and New Year's, we would be potentially streaming at 10 a.m. If you find this highly objectionable, feel free to drop a comment, or if you think this is a good idea, drop a comment as I set up for the next poem. All right, let's do a different song. I'm not feeling that song. Yeah, so for that week, ooh, I like that one. For that week, I'm going to be, we're not going to have any typewriter camera. We're just going to have the one camera pointing at the screen. Whoop. This is going to be another family-themed poem. Part of me thinks I think too deeply in these. I mean, I love writing them and I love doing a good job on them, but I also need to be practical. I have honestly, it sounds like the craziest thing, but I've honestly been feeling like I've been running a little low on steam. I mean, that's against the entire philosophy of this whole thing. You know, the fact is if you write more, you start writing more. And, you know, like the way you hear streams is you feel infinitely inspired. But I don't know if it's just from the stress of the holidays or if it's been a lot of poetry, but I don't feel like I've been as spontaneous. And it comes in waves. There are some days when the poetry just pours out and it all is great. And then there are moments where it doesn't. And then but last night I had a real epiphany. I invented a new genre of poetry, or something that I at least don't think has been done before. I'm not talking about it or advertising it or showing anybody it because I have to kind of work out the issues with it, and then I might do some interesting productions. Something really interesting happened when I was working on a poem last night. And then it was like, whoa. Starting this poem about family, children-centric. It always comes together, though. So it's funny because I have a rhyming dictionary on here. And the rhyming dictionary is very good. But what I started needing to do is I've been using more tools. And what I've started doing is I've started looking up word clouds, so related words. Not necessarily thesaurus. Not necessarily a thesaurus, not necessarily rhyming dictionary, but something that's a little different. So like, what are words that are related to dance? As to how I start this poem off. But I don't think I want the theme to be dance. I've already done that one. Someone else. It'll be in there, but... One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. The weirdest thing just came to me. I like how the backspace feels on this typewriter better than I do on other typewriters. Like, I just like the backspace button. Like, you could take everything else. ZF Scipio has words of wisdom that I think it's good for everybody, including myself, and it's always good to have that reminder. which is don't get discouraged. The difference between a professional and an amateur is whether you can keep going when the magical inspiration juice isn't flowing. And tools are a big part of how you do that. Indeed. Like, I think that there's a balance about relying on the tools. So there's sometimes I stop myself from going on the thesaurus. I'm like, all right, figure this out yourself, Joe. You can do this. Because if I always do that all the time, then I'm always going to be looking up stuff on my phone. So I give myself like one time in a poem or one time every few poems. Is that moment when you think you're going to sneeze, but then you don't? And then you go and mute your stream because you don't want anybody to hear the sneeze, and then you don't sneeze. That's just what happened. Thank you, CF Scipio, for your words of wisdom. And indeed, something did come to me. And plus, this I really want to write a good poem for this client. He was really enthusiastic. Chris just commissioned here on the Poetry Studio. There it is again. Another sneeze that didn't sneeze. We're close here. And I'm still trying to figure it out. Whoa. Paper started doing weird things. Alright, it's because this shit should not be here. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's a mobile stabilizer, so it makes it smooth. We have a communication director. Hey Sarah, hey, do you want to try my stabilizer? Yeah, it's a mobile stabilizer, so it makes it smooth.
We're back. Alright, poem's done. Bringing down our audio. This is Across the Dance Floor. When I saw you, college days craze leading me into your radiant sway, I saw how beautiful this future mother would be, guiding 3 children into perfection, knowing that to be young and dreaming is how we learn to grow old together. When I saw you, you became the star of my own silver screen, wishing to record in memory every moment, travel across generations of love, cinematic masterpiece of who we were, where we are, what we created in this singular adventure called life. When I saw you across the dance floor, you could not imagine what I could imagine, now would still exceed every expectation. For when romance of substance walks into your life, one must reach out, take the hand, take it by the hand, never letting go. All right, so I think that I'm going to do this next poem off the stream. There's a lot of complicated things I've got to put into it. He gave me a lot of ideas, so I've got to integrate a lot. But it was wonderful to write with all of you here. I appreciate everybody's feedback on the poll. That means a lot because I'll be able to kind of take that and figure out what I want to do next with all that. I think that I'm leaning towards the 10 a.m. stream, but I just, I want to canvas it over the next few days. I'm sure new people will be coming in and out. But it'll be fun to change things up, actually, if that's really what ends up happening. Really appreciate CF Scipio. Thank you so much for your reassuring words. Fool Killer was here as well, keeping up with his own poetry as well. So this is awesome. Thank you again all very much. I'm going to close the stream out just kind of here and have a wonderful day, and always keep writing, and have a wonderful holidays if you don't see me before the next time you celebrate.